think that was a physical thing or a mental thing?
Both. More physical than mental. Because I think Tony's mental, his fortitude is unstoppable. He's just got this mindset, but I don't think his body responded the way
I
he
saw him on a
looked
stair
different.
machine with David Goggins, and Goggins is screaming at him to keep going. He gets off, throws up in a bag, and gets back on the stair machine.
No, he's an animal. His mind is unstoppable. But at a certain point in time, particularly when you're being tested, right? So you're doing the USADA protocol at the time, and now it's a drug-free sport. So there's no peptides. There's nothing that can aid you in recovery. There's you can't supplement your hormones. You can't recharge your hormone development. You can't. There's so many things that you can't do because they are in fact performance enhancers that would help you recover. If a guy like Tony Ferguson after that fight got on hormone replacement, got on testosterone, got his levels up pretty high, got to a point where he could train as hard, he probably wouldn't have had the slide that he had. I think part of the slide is that everybody has to be natural. And when you're natural and you get beat up a few times, you're not the same person anymore. And I've seen it many, many times. One bad beating and the guy's done. It's a big thing in boxing. In boxing, everybody points to Meldrick Taylor is one of the best examples. Fought Julio Cesar Chavez. Chavez broke him down in the fight and then stopped him with like a couple seconds to go in the last round. Dropped him, and the referee called the fight with a couple seconds to go in the last round. And Meldrick Taylor was never the same again. And he did interviews after the fight, and the interviews after the fight, like a couple of years later, pronounced slurring in his words. A very clear deterioration of his reflexes and his speed, very clear deterioration in his ability to take a punch and even avoid punches. His reflexes were off.
Have you ever felt any TBI stuff from your heritage of doing striking?
No, not really. I'm sure it made me impulsive. I'm sure I probably got the right amount of brain damage to succeed in life. I think so, because it made me I'm not very risk averse. I like risks. I enjoy them. I get a thrill out of taking chances. I'm not afraid to fail. I don't mind because I know that failure produces some of the best results. Every time I've ever failed at anything, the humiliation and the pain of it has always forced me to work so much harder.